Hi everyone, so today I thought I will create a strawberry illustration that I want to do without any pencils and just using a water brush to go onto paper straight in, and it will be more kind of I don't think so much abstract, maybe abstract piece, but definitely you should be able to recognize the strawberry. And so there are a couple of things I wanted to mention. So to begin with, I want to break in my Alpha series Stillman and Birn sketchbook that I have shown you in my whole video a while ago. I still haven't done any work in it, it's still brand new, and I thought today is the day. So I'm just going to remind you that this is white heavyweight paper. So the Alpha series is 150 GSM, and the extra heavyweight would be the Beta series, which would be, I think, 275 GSM if I'm not mistaken, and that paper takes more watercolor and it's suitable for watercolor. But I have seen a lot of YouTubers, including Liz Steele, who love to use the Alpha series for things like urban sketching and that type of work. So yeah, they use it with watercolor and ink, so that's what I want to do as well. And that is it. I will leave all the links down below as usual. I really like the cover. It's a soft cover and kind of feels sort of bendy, and it feels like it can be lived in and really look and feel like a fun art journal after you start using it. So the paper is super white. It's one of those, you know, brilliant white papers. You can see it on the background. My background is a white matte, but it actually looks off-white compared to this white because it's almost like a bluish white, a very white. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to share with you is this plate I got in Dunelm, and it's their range. So it's the Elements Dunelm porcelain plate. So yeah, and it's great for watercolor because I was looking for a nice white plate, and as you can see, it's got kind of these shapes which will be great for me to squeeze out watercolor into these kind of areas here. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, and another 7 in between, so you can do 14 colors and use it like a palette almost. And then there's a nice area here for mixing, and yes, so I will be using this plate today. I also want to use these watercolors that I have reviewed on my channel. So there is a video, if you haven't seen it, have a look. So the colors are very beautiful. This is the Quinacridone watercolor set. So all the colors are very beautiful, bright, and kind of transparent-ish, I'd say, because a couple of them, they are strongly granulated. That's something that was quite surprising to me, and those colors that are mostly granulating, like Quinacridone Red, and let's see, what's the other one, and Quinacridone Violet and Quinacridone Rust, the pigment sort of settles above the line and you can see it, but it is transparent, there is no doubt about it. It's just, it does settle a little bit depending on how thickly you lay it on. And the reason I want to use it is because I had them squeezed out here for, I think, almost 2 weeks now, I have to say. So they're quite small amounts of the colors. They're all equally soft, so hopefully you could see that. I just stuck my finger and pulled it out, and they are not runny in any way, but they are equally soft, all in the same at the same level. Because at the first, when I squeezed out all of the 5 colors, Quinacridone Red, which is this color, was the most fluid one and sort of very kind of liquidy feeling. However, once they all settled and dried, they're all at the same dryness level, which is quite soft. So some of my subscribers or viewers have left comments saying that these watercolors are not great for traveling because they never fully dry, and so it can be a bit of a mess. I haven't tried filling up pans yet, but yeah, so this is just to let you know. And besides that, I will also actually fish out a couple of colors from this little tin box that I have here, and predominantly I want a green, so I think I definitely want a sub green, and I have two options here. The Daniel Smith, which I quite like, it's very earthy sub green, or there is also this other one which is the Winsor & Newton, and I think I'll use this one today because I haven't been using it much. And then I want a true kind of red color that I will be using to mix in with these colors. I'll be using the yellow with the sub green for the green leaves and whatnot, and then for the strawberries I'll kind of mix in some of these colors and see what happens. And yeah, I also want to use this quinacridone rust with a bit of green and see how that mixes with greens. I would imagine that should give me a nice kind of foresty type of a green. And yes, I'm super excited. I haven't done this type of thing in a while because I wasn't either feeling inspired or I just had no time, and I feel my inspiration is slowly creeping in and I just need to grab it and I need to run with it. So let's do this. Okay, so I have squeezed out the, the Pyrrol Scarlet by Daniel Smith and Sub Green by Winsor & Newton. So because these are still quite soft, I will try to attempt to scrape them and transfer them onto the palette like so. So you can see they're quite pliable. And that's pretty much it. So I'll just go ahead and I'll do that with the rest of them. Okay, so be aware that this one, which is the Quinacridone Violet, is quite staining. I think I already said that in my previous video when reviewing the watercolors, but yeah, it has stained my palette knife and it doesn't come off. So if you need a color of that sort for lifting or to lift with later, so this color wouldn't be great for lifting. Okay, so let's I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to grab my silver black velvet in 8, so that's a round brush, and I'm just going to keep these colors here just to remind myself what's where, but I squeezed them out or placed them quite methodically, starting with the red going on to green, so I will remember that after the green is the Quinacridone Set clockwise. So that's how I am going to do this. And to begin with, I will just start by placing some strawberry shapes onto probably like a 3/4 of the page. I'm going to mix up a red. I'm just going to get some and just mix it up. So you see how nice it is to work on a porcelain plate, because the color doesn't beat up and it gives you nice kind of area to work on and to mix your colors, but also a very true representation of these colors. So I'm just going to turn it around this way and probably add a bit of this quinacridone red from over here. So they re-wet quite nicely. And because they're still wet, I would expect that. So that has changed the color lightly. Okay, so sometimes it's good to use a different brush for just mixing, because you don't end up wasting that much color when you need to do like a glaze first. So here is a shape of a strawberry that I will map out for myself, and I'm looking at an angle so I can see the glossing on the paper. So now I'm going to go into the watercolor and add some of this color. Now this particular red is a little bit on a kind of opaque side. I think it's might be semi-opaque or something, which is something to be expected. So now I'm going to go into this red and really make it quite strong and just leave it at that for now. Okay, so it's nice and dry now, so it looks quite nice. In terms of the strawberries, I'm pretty happy, but there needs to be some definition in the leaf area. So I'm going to go in with this green and kind of do like a glaze, and just will do it on one side of them. Sort of like a outline, but I don't want to do it throughout, so I will just kind of do it more on one side and just do these little lines over here. And just blend it in like that, and then I will do similar thing on the other side, like that. although it's bringing back to a very green kind of color, I feel that it looks better personally. So I don't want to overdo anything, so I will soften some of the areas, some of the bits and pieces I will leave alone, and that's pretty much it. I think I will also darken this part here. Just like that. And then I will go into this gold color and just dab in the gold just for a few kind of speckles. And then just adding a little breakdown right here. And then I will somehow need to bring in these pips in. Okay, so I just noticed the camera stopped recording because the card got full, so I hope I didn't miss a big part of it. So this is my strawberry. I quite like it, and yeah, the paper held up really well. The warping is not that bad, and you can, you know, do it on two sides if you really want to, so that's not a problem. I hope this was not too long of a video, because I was hoping to do a quick illustration and just kind of dive into something that is free, but you know, you can obviously tell that these are strawberries, but not necessarily how you would see them maybe in the nature, the leaves or something. And you don't have to follow strict rules or paint what you see or how exactly things are growing. You can add your bit of imagination and create something that will look pretty. So yeah, I hope this video was fun for you to watch, and thanks for watching, and see you soon.